Nobody can stop me, nobody can hold me, nobody control me.
Welcome back to the MVP's Lounge. I'm joined by Frank. I'm your host, The King. How y'all doing today?
Yep. What's going on, people?
Today we'll be reviewing King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia. We're going to start off first with something a little quick. The Powerbuff Girls against Indy and Miss Wrestling.
Good clean squash.
Yeah, real good squash, honestly. Even with Bianca on a bad leg. Actually, honestly, it was a squash, but it was mostly a squash for Jade. This gave Jade more shine in the ring, and that was good to see, honestly. So, yeah, I love the tag team finish, and yeah, I mean, nice showcase for them. So we're gonna end up seeing them tonight on Raw against Shayna and Zoe. I'm pretty sure. So nice, good way to give them a showcase on at Saudi. So first match on the actual card, we got Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan for the Raw Women's Championship. The Revenge Tour was completed thanks to the help of one Dominic Mysterio, who said he showed up to Saudi just so he can make sure that Liv loses, but he incoherently kind of caused the W for her by sliding a chair in the ring, and she used it faster than Becky could.
Good solid match. The right person won. Go ahead and put the title on Liv, and we see where it goes from here. I got a lot of talent on Raw, so she's gonna have some comp. She's gonna have to step up. But it's a good look. I like it. Like how the match went. Good finish. And again, the person who was supposed to win won.
On top of that, for future events, her matches will be set up perfectly for who won the Women's Queen of the Ring. But W for Liv. I'm glad Becky got the belt up off her because Lord knows we ain't want to see no more of that. Next up, we get Sammy versus Bronson versus Chad for the IC belt. Now, honestly, I already had Sammy winning this match. And I also had Bronson getting pinned, which he did. So, Chad, I think the next pay-per-view is, what, Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're going to finally get our one-on-one match between them, heel versus face, and that's where he either might win or unless they decide to put the briefcase on him.
The briefcase on who?
On Chad.
Fuck no.
No.
They would never. What they about to do is they gonna finally put the IC title on him. I'm assuming they gonna have him beat Sammy at Money in the Bank, which that makes sense. That's cool. Get him his little hill run with the stable. I'm assuming they're gonna put the Creed brothers with him. Give him a nice little mid card stable so he can hold the title for a good little while. Hold that division there. But yeah, it was a good match. Great spots. I feel like they're on the fence with Bronson Reed, and and we've spoken about it before. And it's because whether people like it or not, hype matters, bro. It matters more for some than others, but it does matter. And like they wanted him to be this big, huge monster, but it's just like he a big dude, but he's short. Like yeah, he's like 330 pounds, and he's shorter than Sami Zayn, like noticeably shorter than Sami Zayn. Like on the last Raw, when Sammy was sitting down and Bronson Reed approached him, yeah, he looked like he was towering over Sammy until Sammy stood up and then started looking down at him. It looked ridiculous.
Like
So
like during
yeah,
this match, Bronson hit a moonsault, and like I was like, oh, this reminds me of Vader, but then I remember like Vader's like 6'5", so it looked way more impressive. Oh
Vader
man,
was like 6'2", 6'3", but he was a monster of a dude, so it was more impressive. You know what I'm saying? He also still was heavier than that dude by another 100 pounds, damn near. So yeah,
but
Big Van Vader was a big boy, but it was a decent match. They would have needed to do. Sammy got the pop over there. He's big over there. Um, so I kind of figured they would have him win over there. It just made sense for Sammy to win anyway. It wasn't the show for. This wasn't necessarily the show for him to lose that title yet. I feel him and Chad Gable's story needed more. So yeah, he'll more than likely be dropping that title to Chad at Money in the Bank.
Bronson hits a moonsault, misses. Chad immediately hits his moonsault. Is about to get the 3, and Sammy breaks it up. Then Gable knocks Sammy out the ring, and he wants Otis to clothesline him. Otis is on the fence of it, of course, and accidentally ends up clotheslining Chad. And then Sammy gets back in the ring and hits Bronson with the haluva kick, and 1, 2, 3. So I think. Do you think they're gonna do something with Otis in an important spot, or is that just gonna be just something simple?
You mean in an important spot? He's just gonna get ditched for the creed. So it's
Oh,
really
just
that
ditch that
simple.
stuff.
They're not doing nothing with him. If they were gonna do something with him, they would have put the a title on him, some title on him when he won the fucking briefcase years ago. So I don't think they see nothing with him. That's all they're gonna do. Just gonna have him lose. He might have a might not even have a match with Chad Gable. He's probably just gonna get beat up, replaced by the Creeds, and that's gonna be it.
Okay. Okay. Next up, we got Nia Jax versus Lyra Valkyria in what I want to say was second, or I would say, well, yeah, second close to match of the night for me personally. Um, like we said it already, Nia has been great ever since she came back, and like this match showed it again. Lyra also got some great, showing as well. She wasn't just like, buried down to the ground or squashed. Like no, Lyra showed she's got some fight and some heart, but she's just not on the level yet. Like she's not there yet. And Nia showed that this entire match, manhandling her, throwing her around, and even by the final spot when she got hit with the annihilator from like high up, bruh. Like that shot that they showed, and with her doing the Yokozuna pose on it, like, bruh, I was like, all right, bruh, give her the crown, give her the belt, give her everything.
Yeah, that was a great spot. That was a great spot. Love that spot. And as you said, Nia's been killing. She's been she's been great. She has been great. I personally have wanted the title on Nia since they were in Australia. But I mean, I knew they weren't going to do it. But that's how long I think Nia has been doing really, really well since her. I mean, it was before that too, but she was doing so well for so long up until that point. I was wanting the title on her even then. So as great as she's doing, she definitely deserved to win Queen of the Ring. The match was great. It the story it told was literally just that. Like, yeah, you're good. You're not this good yet. You're not quite on that level. You'll get there, but you're not there yet. So I like that story that it told. I like that she put herself in a precarious position, showing that there's youth and inexperience there, especially with dealing with who she's dealing with. And she tried to do some shit she wasn't really capable of and paid for it. And that was probably the best annihilator she'd ever done. Like, only when it even comes close is I think about when she first did that move, when she first returned and attacked Rhea and did it. Like, but that was great. And then the pose was just perfect with it. Yeah, she killed that. That was great.
Shouts out to Nia, new Queen of the Ring for the next year. Um, and as I said earlier on, like her and Liv are probably gonna have a great feud going forward, since I think they're both equal now with one apiece against each other.
Yeah, we're gonna have them a good little feud at some point. I thought Nia's on Raw. I thought she was on SmackDown. She is on Raw, right?
Oh yeah, never mind. She is on SmackDown, so never mind. It's gonna be her and Bailey.
Yeah. It's gonna be Nia and Bailey, which that should be a good match too.
I'm trying to remember their history. Uh, I remember Nia being in that Fatal 4-Way Mania match for the women's title that one time. I just can't remember when they fought each other one on one for some reason.
I don't know if they have much history, if any. So this is interesting already because I don't really call them having much of history, and I'm all for fresh matchups and shit they ain't done a million times before. So yeah, this is cool. I like it.
Cool, Bailey, you about to get hemmed up. Let's see. Next time we get what was match of the night: Randy Orton versus the Ring General Gunta.
Solid match. Uh, really good match. Gunther and Randy put on a show, and again, right person who was supposed to win won, which that was pretty much. It was pretty much. I think every match was kind of predictable on who was going to win, but it was just nice seeing it all actually go through, and then how everybody won. I think made a lot of sense too, for the most part, anyway. But yeah, they had a great match. That finish, I like the finish of it because the story that was being told with Gunther working on a body part, and then that being the reason he was able to, you know, get the win. I love shit like that. Good ring psychology, good ring, good storytelling, match storytelling. I love that. Selling the body part that way. That's the reason that it's called. He couldn't really get the pin as much as he wanted because he was hurt, and then it caused him to get pinned.
Like low key on that RKO, I really thought he was about to lose. Because as you mentioned before, Randy hasn't had the accolade yet of this, so I was like, oh, low key, I was like, oh, RKO. I'm like, all right, well, say goodbye.
This is the one match I would have been cool with either person winning. Like the one thing that low key let me know Randy wasn't losing is because they start talking about all his accolades and everything he hadn't done, and the only thing he hadn't done was win King of the Ring. I was like, he ain't finna win it now either. especially with the person having a title opportunity at King of the Ring. Yeah, I didn't think they would have. Although Randy versus Randy's on SmackDown or Raw. He's on SmackDown, right?
Yeah, he would have faced Cody.
Yeah. So Randy and Cody, that story can still happen. But yeah, I like that Gunther won. They got big plans for Gunther, so yeah, it makes sense that he won.
Cool with it. We're gonna get Goon versus well, I guess versus the winner of Priest and Drew at Clash of the Castle.
Yeah, they announced that already. Drew and Priest at Clash at the Castle.
Right. So does that mean that Priest ain't getting a match at Money in the Bank?
He might get a match at Money in the Bank. It don't mean it's going to be a world title match. Which comes so Money in the Bank is next, and then it's Clash at the Castle. Then after that is SummerSlam, I believe. So yeah,
Yeah, Money in the
I'm
Bank is
thinking
July 6th.
Money in the Bank is in July, so they don't have a pay per view for June.
Nah, the only thing for June is I think
The NXT
NXT.
event. Okay, I like that. I like that. They shouldn't have events every month. I like that. That's a great idea. I like that June is just the only PLE is just going to be an NXT event. I like it. It makes NXT stand out more. I love it. Great idea. So Money in the Bank will be in July. So that means the next one after that will be if Money in the Bank is in July, that means
Oh,
Clash of the
never
Castle.
mind. Clash of the Castle is June 15th.
So Clash of the Castle was before Money in the Bank.
Yeah, before it was like the other way around. I guess they must have switched it because it was definitely Money in the Bank first. So
So Clash of the Castle is in June. Money in the Bank is in July. Okay. Okay. Cool. It had to be next. That's what I was confused because I was like, well, Clash of the Castle would have to be next, wouldn't it? Because Triple H just announced their match at this pay per view. Because he said Drew had been cleared, so it should their matches a go.
what do you think this means for Punk?
Well, what Punk's injury was? How long was they saying it was going to take him to come back?
I can't remember the actual recovery length, but
Because I remember before that when he first got hurt, they were saying possibly by Mania, but I was like, that's too soon. But he's done enough to be physical with people, and he has been on the show. He's been doing talking, so it's like
they said
soon
expected return between 6 to 8 months, and that was back in
January.
yeah.
So that would be July.
CM
The
Punk
the
for
earliest the
Money in the
earliest
Bank
would be
match.
July and somewhere between July and September, which I'm thinking probably SummerSlam.
But don't Goon get his match at SummerSlam?
Yes, he does. So
It'd be a nice little
obviously
yeah.
Punk's first feud is going to be with Drew, obviously. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what they're gonna do with Drew. I feel like Punk is ready to go now. Like, I don't think he's still injured. I think he might actually be healed already. So he may be getting ready to go into that beef with Drew, and this like a placeholder match. He might be costing Drew the title again. Because here's the thing, their beef don't need the title.
True, it doesn't.
And not only that, CM Punk is cool and all, but they're not going to throw him into the title scene immediately. That's just not about to happen.
Honestly, I'd be fine with him costing him the belt, and then that's what sets up their match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I see it. Because that's probably going to be the marquee match for Summer. You know, one of the marquee matches for SummerSlam, him versus Drew. I got a great feud going, so I'd like it.
With that being said, we are now in the main event. Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul for the Universal World Heavyweight title.
It was an okay match. I mean, about as I mean, this is the one thing. It's like a lot of matches tend to be in WWE. They can be formulaic, and this was more of a formulaic match than a whole bunch of storytelling. And that's simply because it was hard to be invested in this match because it was kind of a thrown together match. And there ain't much history there, ain't much story to be told. It's just a one off. It's basically something the Saudi crowd would have wanted to see. So they put it together, which I ain't mad at. Um, it was for Cody's title, which obviously we knew he wasn't winning. Um, yeah, it went as expected. Had some good spots. You know, Logan putting Cody through the table from diving on him from the turnbuckle. Great angles, by the
Yeah,
way.
that drone shot was crazy.
Um, Cody hitting a fucking vertebraker. That was cool. I hadn't seen that move in a while.
Like ever.
Hadn't seen that move in quite a bit. So, side note, Kevin Owens, you know what you got to do. Um, since they bringing back vertebreakers,
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure they gonna
yeah,
Punk
yeah.
do a pile driver. Yeah, you know what you got to do. But yeah, like I think it was a good match. Outcome was obvious, but it was still a pretty good match.
Messed with it. Logan used the brass knucks, and Cole was going off on him on commentary. And when Logan swung around the table, go pull up on him, Corey Graves stood up in front of him. And that moment was like, oh wow, they about the same height. Uh, and then I don't know, it just I felt like that moment was supposed to be different a little bit. Like it was supposed to have a moment like, I don't know if you remember that time the Wyatt family were trying to pull up on Jerry Lawler and JBL pulled up and they got hemmed up. But I don't know if they were trying to do something like that with what Corey had, but it didn't turn out the right way. But niggas was talking
Nah,
about Corey versus Logan.
hell no. I don't see no fucking Corey exactly where he need to be
At that
on
table.
commentary.
That's crazy.
Stay in that suit and call matches. Give a fuck about you wrestling. People just gotta stop giving. So it's okay to say people either weren't that good or they was just mid. Like we're not about to sit here and act like Corey fucking Graves was just some great wrestler and he was over huge or something. Like no, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Him versus Logan Paul. No, we're not fucking doing that. I don't want to see. I don't want to see Corey Graves versus anybody, let alone Logan Paul. It don't matter who it is. I don't want to see him in a match. Period. Call matches. It's cool. You do that.
Hey man, that former tag title, might have been nice. I'm kidding. All right, but Cody Rhodes hits him with three crossroads and pins him. Uh, we already said our piece about Cody. He's doing play now exhibition matches until The Rock gets back. So
Y'all need to let that rock shit go. That is not happening.
I know it probably ain't happening, but for right now, he's just doing play now exhibition matches till he actually builds a real story or something. So maybe Randy will, I don't know, be like, hey, let me get a title shot or something like that, and
He's
they'll,
going to have. What's going to happen is people going to start to dislike him. People going to hate. People are going to lie to themselves and say he was a great champion, but it's just like he's boring as fuck. He's beating. There are no legitimate heels on SmackDown right now. Nobody who can really have a real threat to this dude. It's almost as if like they're they're hurting his case for being a great champion. Because who the fuck is he gonna beat? At least Roman with Roman, they can talk about, oh, he only defended it this many times over this amount of time, but he beat everybody that mattered. There's nobody for Cody to beat that matters already. Everybody that Cody would have to go against has to be built up. It's like they let them overstack Raw and like SmackDown doesn't have anybody. Like there's really nobody there. They got Randy Orton. That's about it. They got what LA Knight. They're not gonna do anything with that guy. Yeah, he's over, but they're not doing anything with him of note. Nothing that really matters.
yeah, it's really slim pickings over there. It's really just AJ Santos. That's kind of it.
He's not in that stratosphere. He barely looks legit as a mid card title. You got to at least be a mid card champion before they start talking about putting you in the main event scene. How do you look with any singles title on you, let alone the title on you? Like Santos ain't look like he him and that stable look. He looks great behind the scenes, backstage, until he gets to the ring. Then he looks like a jabron because he's constantly losing. He doesn't look like a threat to anybody once he comes out from backstage. He's just there. Is Andrade on SmackDown or Raw?
I'm not sure. I can't. Was he on SmackDown? I think.
I mean, even still, like I said before, that goes back to what I was saying. Everybody has to be built up. There's nobody already built up. They have to be built up. You got guys like Pete Dunne, outside of Randy, and I think I don't even know if AJ is still there. Is AJ still on SmackDown?
Yeah, AJ's still on SmackDown over there. AJ, I think I can't remember if they showed a vignette for Andrade on SmackDown as well the
I
other
remember
day.
seeing a vignette for him recently too, but I can't remember on what show it was.
I think it was SmackDown.
Which that tells me they plan on doing something with him, but the fact that hell he's never on TV other than vignettes. I
Well,
don't know what they
if they
planning.
building him now to give him these vignettes, then I think they should come right out the gate, honestly, uh and like I don't know. I mean, again, as I said, it's exhibition play now for Cody, so
Braun Strowman, where is he at?
he's on Raw.
Oh shit.
I know it seems like everybody got flopped over there.
They
Because even Karen
literally
Cross
put
over there too.
too
So
they put too many people on Raw, and now SmackDown is left like SmackDown gonna have to work hard to build some stars, man. They're gonna have to work really hard to build some stars.
I might have to go back over that draft list and see where everybody at, because Raw got Braun, they got Ilya, they got Braun, the other one. They got Karen Cross, Drew, Punk, Priest, Ray.
Ray is not in that.
I mean, they still have him. Like, they just got a bunch of niggas. They got a bunch of niggas over there. Like, when you watch SmackDown, I feel like it just got Cody, Logan, Bobby, LA Knight, Bloodline, Santos, and Andrade, and Kevin Owens.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about like main event guys. Like
Oh,
the
they ain't got
next
none of
person I
those.
can think. That's what I'm talking about. I'm only speaking on main event guys. I don't give a shit about what the mid card or tag scene is. I'm speaking strictly on main event.
I mean, for
Talking
the
about
most part,
main
most people I named on Raw, besides like Ilya and
there was at least 4 or 5 people in there who are main event guys. There's nobody like that on
yeah,
SmackDown. There's
SmackDown got
about
none.
2, maybe 3. They got Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's hurt. After Bobby Lashley, they got Randy Orton. Randy Orton is the only other person. Kevin Owens, they're too wishy washy on Kevin Owens unless they're about to start pushing him as a heel, which he's about. Let's be honest, he's about due for a heel turn. I don't know who the hell he would turn on, but he's due for one.
Let me name for you every male wrestler on SmackDown: AJ, Andrade, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, Angel Garza, Austin Theory, Baron Corbin, Carmelo Hayes, Bobby Lashley.
You're going too fast, bro. I need to hear the names.
Oh
You're going
snap!
too fast.
I won't do that. My bad. Okay, so AJ Styles,
Okay.
Andrade,
Yep.
Angel Garza,
Nope.
Angelo Dawkins,
Nope.
Apollo Crews,
Hell no.
Austin Theory,
Nope. He's
Baron
got
Corbin,
potential though. No.
Humberto Carlorm,
No.
Bobby Lashley,
Yep.
Carmelo Hayes,
He got potential.
Cedric Alexander,
Keep going.
Cody,
Cody's the guy, so obviously him.
Johnny Gargano,
Nope.
Tommaso Ciampa,
I would say potential. We know he's a great heel, so I'd put him a little less than potential guys that I think they could do something with. So I put him on the third tier. Yeah, go ahead.
Kevin Owens,
Yep.
LA Knight,
Yeah, he's up there, that upper mid card guy.
Logan Paul,
Yep.
Montez Ford.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't say what I think about Montez. So with that, of those guys right now, and here's the thing: all those guys you just named. Here's the biggest issue with that: none of them are heels right now. So the few main event upper mid card guys they do have, every last person you just named is a heel. All the ones that I said yes to, or they got the potential, none of them are heel. Every last single one of them are face right now. Somebody got to be a heel.
Your last remaining people are Randy, Santos, Shinsuke, and Bloodline.
I guess they just looking at the bloodline as like, yeah, well, they full of heels and future champions. Well, obviously, you got Solo, you got the God.
They're going to just pull the trigger and send up that nigga Jacob.
For whatever reason, they're being very reluctant on having. Excuse me. They're being very reluctant on having Jacob Fatu debut. And what's crazy is I know why. Because if you just look at highlights of the dude, like the motherfucker's charismatic as hell. He can talk. He's clearly more than capable in the ring. The motherfucker's amazing in the ring. You're talking about somebody with Rikishi's size, but with prime Rey Mysterio's athleticism. Like, it's freaking ridiculous.
That's terrifying.
Exactly. So it's just like he with him coming in, he's almost too good to come in and be a backup, which is kind of what he essentially would be.
Nah, he got to be forefront.
He would overshadow almost everybody on that roster immediately. Everybody. He would command having to be the guy, the primary main heel instantly. And since and here, the problem with that is you have Cody as champion, and of course they not trying to have him beef with the bloodline again, especially so soon after winning the championship from a dude that was in the bloodline. But that's kind of where they at right now. They're gonna have to turn somebody else heel to for Cody to feud with.
You about to
And
get?
then they gonna
You
have
about
to
nah,
also,
bro? We about to get Cody versus Shinsuke, and that's it, and call it.
and then they gonna have to simultaneously build up another believable face that could be champion, so that person could possibly feud with the bloodline because their story is bound to end up in the main event scene again, whether people like it or not. It's just too good a story not to be. And they talking about Roman wasn't in the draft, but Roman is going to go wherever the fuck Roman pleases. Obviously, he's not done with the family, so he's going to be returning there. So they do have Roman too, but who knows when the hell he coming back?
Yeah, it's gonna be a while, but Cody, you gonna have to figure something out. Tell your peoples to figure something out for you, cause you already ain't got a story as it is, and now it's about to be worse. They're about to give you Shinsuke Part 5, and yeah, it's about to be nasty. So that was King and Queen of the Ring. Decent show. As stated, most people that we expected to win won. The only thing I said I kind of flew out the deep end in was the Goon and Randy one. I thought Randy low key might have won this match, but yeah, Goon got his W. He got his crown. But yeah, the next thing you'll get from us is the AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view review. That's right. I said I'd be back if Tony Khan did something correct. And low-key, he did. So we'll go over that with y'all next time. That being said, I'm King. He's Frank. The MVPs are out.
Peace.
You must be sleeping under a rock or something.